Lone Star Rising, The Energy Within Me, Choosing Love Over Fear by Kurt B. Johnson. What's up, guys? Yes, today we're doing a book review of Lone Star Rising by my good friend Kurt B. Johnson. And what an honor it is to make this video because Kurt is the most solid human being that I know. I've been friends with Kurt for an awful long time, going back to when I was a teenager. And my first band, 5 Cubic Feet, was playing in his music venue, Shawbucks, in downtown Jamestown. So many of you might know Kurt from that distinction, being the owner of our local club, restaurant, Shawbucks, relax and unwind with friends. So he has been a staple in our Jamestown, New York community for a long time. But he has written an incredible book, Lone Star Rising, and I wanted to tell you guys about it because I just finished the book. And it is so cool. My first impressions of the book. Well, entertaining. Like, it's a really good story. Basically what it is it's a summary of an experience that Kurt had early in his adolescence or like late teenage years, where he went on this amazing trip to Texas with his friends, and he started a business on his motorcycle. So the book reads very much like a Hunter S. Thompson adventure, where you're kind of like on this journey with Kurt. And the writing itself is very good and entertaining. It's like gripping work. So from the first pages, you're like, wow, I'm on a journey here with Kurt on his motorcycle through the country to Texas on a mission. So it has this like, what's that movie? The movie from the 1970s with the motorcycles, the two motorcycles. It has a very on the road type of vibe to it. So it's kind of like a travel journey, but you're like moving towards something. So there's like an adolescent freedom to it, you know? So he gets to Texas and he starts these businesses, and he works for these he worked for a construction company, and then he started a window tinting business. And there's an undertone of spirituality throughout the book where he's learning about himself, and then he has this major event take place while he's in Texas at this young age, like 19 years old, with his buddies in his motorcycles. And I don't want to give away too much in the book, but there's a major event that takes place where it changes him forever. And you immediately notice it. And he has to go through some really hard times, including emergencies like a mental hospital and trauma, and all his friends are worried about him. His parents have to go to Texas to try and save Kurt, save his physical, mental, and spiritual being. But meanwhile, Kurt is going through this process of he's discovered something new about his spiritual being, while at the same time going through somewhat of a physical and mental crisis. So there's a crisis point in this book where you're really worried about Kurt, the 19-year-old kid in Texas with his friends, and you're like, whoa. This book is very entertaining. And number two, the second thing I wanted to mentioned that I learned from the book Lone Star Rising by Kurt B. Johnson is you never know what someone has gone through in their life. Like, I've known Kurt now for, 30 years, and I never knew anything happened like this in Kurt's life. And once you read it and know that, you're like, your perception of that person kind of changes forever. And I think it's important to remember because we have all these people around us in our lives. And you may have met them in your 30s or 40s or 20s, or like you met them at a certain stage in life, but you never really know about the major trauma and experiences that people go through in life to make them who they are when you meet them. And these experiences obviously have a profound effect on who that person is by the time you're meeting them or spending time with them. So back to the book. After the trauma happens in Texas, you can tell that Kurt has changed forever and that it has elevated his spiritual consciousness for the rest of his life. He survives this episode. He comes back to Jamestown, and he, in what my perspective opinion would be, lives a pretty great life. He goes on to get married, have a family. He starts Shawbucks. He's very active in his community. In the last 10 years, he and I have been working together. Well, he's been doing it. It's Mindful Mondays, his series on Facebook, which is and in YouTube, and you may have seen his motivational, inspirational videos on social media. I've kind of been helping him in the background. I do his advertising for him. So Kurt and I have that type of relationship too, where we've been growing that thing. But a lot of that has stemmed out of this experience. And he has done an incredible amount of spiritual research and outside work in his personal life, reading, researching, doing the hard work to grow himself as a spiritual person outside of being a business owner where he spends probably 70 hours a week on Shawbucks, I'm sure, a loving husband to his wife Tammy, a good father to his kids. Like, outside of those responsibilities, he's doing all of this spiritual self-help discovery work. And I have to believe that much of that is coming from his experience in Lone Star Rising by Kurt B. Johnson. It even says here, the energy within me choosing love over fear. And what a beautiful concept, choosing love over fear. And what happens in the book is him learning that the energy within me choosing love over fear. So yeah, I want to leave you with two things in this review. Super entertaining. This book is for anyone. Like, if you're a reader, you'll enjoy this book. And it has a whole bunch of great reviews in the first couple pages of other people who have read the book and enjoyed it. And two, you never know what someone is going through in their life. Like, I really think that's important to remember. And having compassion for the people around you. So congratulations, Kurt. I love your book, man. I'm so impressed. Like, it makes me want to work on my book. I know that you can get Kurt's book on Amazon, and it's also at his website, kurtbjohnson.com, and I really encourage you to do it. It's not that long. It's a short book. Let's look here. Look at that. It's 100 pages long, perfectly timed. So yeah, you will really enjoy it, and I encourage you to go out and get one. Thank you, Kurt. I love your book, man. Bye.